everyone, it's WB Fan 1993 here, live with our NXT recap. We are done with NXT The Great American Bash, and we are back to our regular NXT broadcast. And we are looking at NXT from July 15th, 2020. Our big main event, the NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defends her title against Tegan Nox. We're going to be going over the whole entire show, my thoughts and views regarding the show. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you are notified when new content is created. I tend to create a lot of new content frequently, so make sure you hit the notification bell because who wants to miss any of this? Let's dive right into it. So first we have the new NXT champion and NXT North American champion. The first the first co-champion in NXT, Keith Lee. He is the NXT champion and the North American champion. He comes out and he basically talks about how, there's a lot of wrestlers who congratulate him, like Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, but in the video package they say that they will take his championship. So eventually Keith Lee came down and he basically talked about how he is ready for any challengers for his NXT championship or the NXT North American championship. And then he called out Dominic Dijakovic. And Dijakovic came down and Keith Lee told his biggest rival that he had talked to General Manager William Regal and he would put both of his titles on the lines against Dijakovic tonight. Dominic agreed, and now they're going to have a match for the NXT Championship. The NXT Champion Keith Lee defending against Dominic Dijakovic, and that comes on later on. It was a pretty good spot for Keith Lee. I like him. He's my favorite NXT wrestler right now. So I was excited to hear that him and Dominic Dijakovic were going to have a match later on, and I was looking forward to it. He did a very good promo. He thanked the fans, which is amazing, and he's very good, and I love him. He's a great athlete and one of my favorite wrestlers in NXT right now. So we have our first match of the night, Cameron Grimes taking on Damian Priest. This is some kind of a grudge match because Priest was attacked by Grimes backstage a couple weeks ago, and they've been having a rivalry ever since, and it's a pretty decent match. Basically, Damian Priest pinned Grimes with a second rope reckoning. And then after the match, Damian Priest promised that he was coming for the winner of Keith Lee versus Dominic Dijakovic. So it was a good match. Priest came out with the win. I really like Priest. I still enjoyed the match he had with Finn Balor at TakeOver in Your House. So he's still doing pretty good. Cameron Grimes doesn't really do it for me, to be honest, but it is what it is. So our next match is Shotzi Blackheart taking on Indy Hartwell. And Indy made her appearance, a month or so ago in NXT, and she came back tonight. And Shotzi Blackheart, who has kind of become an overnight sensation with her green hair and her little tank that she drives down to the ring. So these two are going to go at it. They had a pretty decent match. Aaliyah came down to the ring and knocked Blackheart off the top rope to allow Indy Hartwell to connect with a big boot, and she got the pin. So basically, Robert Stone and Aaliyah helped Indy Hartwell defeat Shotzi Blackheart. It's a pretty decent match. Now, I wonder if Indy Hartwell will now be a part of the Robert Stone brand. That wasn't made clear. However, I think they had a very good match. And I'm excited to see where this rivalry between the Robert Stone brand and Shotzi Blackheart leads to. Next, we have a video package for the Legado del Fantasma team. They just won their match at NXT Great American Bash, and they're at their home, and they promise to change the perception of Lucha Libre forever. Next, we have the big match, the NXT and North American champion Keith Lee defending his NXT championship against Dominic Dijakovic. Now, these two had a very good match. To be honest with you, it basically, it wasn't the best match, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of waiting for them to go at it. They kind of were talking to each other at first. But it was pretty decent. Lee won after the Big Bang catastrophe. And after the match, Scarlett comes down, the lights are off, and she comes down with a bag. And in the bag, she put the shattered remains of the hourglass that was left for Adam Cole, because remember, Keith Lee broke it. She leaves them in the ring and just takes off and smiles. Now, after that, Dominic Dijakovic is backstage. He confronts Karrion Kross because obviously Scarlett is with Karrion Kross. And basically, Kross laid out Dominic Dijakovic. So, it was good. All right. Next, we saw Timothy Thatcher taking on Denzel DeJournette. And it was a pretty decent match. They went back and forth. Basically, Thatcher was making fun of Oni Lorcan after making his Thatch as Thatch can, his like videos where he's basically putting people trying to be wrestlers in the Fujiwara armbar, making them tap out. So Thatcher and DeJournette are going at it, and it was a pretty decent match, but he put him in a half crab. Well, that's Timothy Thatcher. Thatcher put DeJournette in a half crab, and he tapped out. And Timothy Thatcher was going to initially do more damage after the match, but Oni Lorcan ran out and sent him running to the back. And next is our main event, the NXT Women's Championship. The NXT Women's Champion, Io Shirai, defending her title against Tegan Nox. Tegan Nox won the Fatal 4-Way elimination match at NXT The Great American Bash to earn this title shot. And now these two are going to go at it. They had a very good match. Io Shirai is definitely my favorite. She's my favorite NXT woman, right now. And I was excited to see how these two were going to go at it. So basically, I have hiccups. Tegan Nox ended up winning after, well, not Tegan Nox, she ended up losing. I'm sorry, what is happening to me today? And here we go again with the hiccups. Sorry. So, Tegan Nox loses after she attempts at the shiniest wizard, but Io hits her with a moonsault for the win. However, after the match, as Io Shirai was holding up the belt, Dakota Kai ran out and laid out Io, leading us to believe, oh my goodness, I need to get a drink. Leading us to believe that Dakota Kai and Io Shirai will have a fight down the line. So, thank you for being on my NXT recap. I am sorry for, there we go, for the hiccups. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and I will be back, again next week with another NXT recap.